things that God will be sharing. Have you all wondered why women complain, uh, men don't listen? Have you have heard men complain that this woman is so controlling? I just can't. She's always trying to improve. His good intentions are enough in a marriage. All these things will be addressing today. Will be focused more on understanding the world of men and women. We have been from past three sessions we are discussing that men and women are different and God has designed them for a purpose. So in the first session we discussed the overview of marriage, what exactly God has in place in for the marriage, and second session we addressed the God's purpose in the marriage
in its original state.
Then in original state. Then again in the third session we understood the role of a husband and role of a wife. So in all these three sessions we have understood that men and women are different. What basically everybody will try to observe is that we try to connect with the our spouse in the way we feel, or in the even the wife tries to address a man's problem in the way she feels or perceives the pain, and he tries to address the woman in the way he responds. Usually, what response he gives, in that way he tries to address. So their world is different, their feelings are different. So we are going to address very basic communication issues between men and women. We have seen complaints like when why men don't listen, and they give women complain that they offer solutions every now and then. They don't listen, and men complain they are always trying to improve. They are very controlling, and I don't have never ask for the advice. She's trying to give me the advice. So let's see um, what exactly these questions are, and we are going to address it. Rachel, why do you think men don't listen?
Why do I think men don't listen?
Yeah. What is their problem?
Men basically don't want to listen because um, they rather want to be appreciated than to be listened. It's not like they don't want to listen, they will listen, but in the process of expressing, they tend to say things which correct me if I'm wrong anywhere. I think it's in the process of explaining things, women say certain things which men feel like now she's complaining about me, or she is not happy with whatever I have done, or you make them feel like, okay, so I'm to be blamed. So even though her intentions are right, or if the way she's communicating is actually not going across to his end that way. So because it is not going, I mean, she doesn't have an idea, first of all, as to the way what she's saying is not going across the way she's intending it to go. He is presuming it to be something else. So because of that difference, he doesn't want to listen anymore. So it is shown when he is not listening, it is shown. So now she has a complaint about I'm speaking, I'm speaking, and he's just doesn't listen. So I want to express, because we have, I think we've discussed about this, that women are communicative beings. Okay, they love to communicate. So when she wants to communicate, because that's how she understands it, she communicates. But he is not wired to listen to that entire communication. If it is not spoken the right way, if she's not aware of it, and if it's not spoken the right way, he will presume it to be something else. So we will be seeing more into it. So before she can even finish the statement, he's already rejected it. And she's wondering why, what did I do wrong? where did I go wrong? What did I say wrong? And I was trying to explain, and all of a sudden he doesn't want to listen anymore. Yeah, if she understands as to why he's behaving that way, it's not what she's saying wrong, and it is not his fault either. It's not her fault either. I think the way she says, she has to understand how she has to say it, and if she understands how it is going at the other end, I think communication will become very.
I wanted to understand what happens, why they are that way. What is their world actually?
Okay. So I think men are basically not men are not emotional into more into this elaborated things, philosophy, romance, and all that. They are more into business. Why are they so much driven to attracted to news, weather, politics,
So you mean to say they
sports?
are very much goal driven,
Yeah,
success
yes,
driven?
yes. There are four traits usually shown by men, and if you have to understand as to why they are so much not as how women are interested in, that is because first of all, in for a man, power, efficiency, um, what else was that? Competency and achievements, goal oriented. These are what they are actually driven off. Okay, so when if she doesn't understand these is what is making him separated. So, for example, if women will be quite confused as to why is he always into sports, and politics and war, what's happening in that country, what is happening in this country, what is business going on there. Maybe all this is because she doesn't understand that that is how he is wired. It's not his fault. It is how he's made. He is more driven by achievements, goal oriented. Now, to understand for that example, goal oriented, when I say even the roles are you can understand the roles by the uniforms. For example, now for example, policemen have a uniform, judge have a uniform, corporate people have a uniform. Why do we need uniform? Because it assigns that role. Okay, so to understand that, for him he is very much goal oriented. So he has this goal and he needs to achieve it. So he's not this all emotional and all that. And when a woman tries to say certain things, he is more of a solution oriented and goal oriented. He doesn't think and go all about, okay, this is how you feel, or is it? No, for him it's like, oh, this is how you feel, so let me give you a solution. So that happens because he's more into solutions. So this is the problem, that's the solution. So let me find a solution for it. So if he sees a problem, his goal is to find a solution for it. So and he's more with, he wants to feel like he's accomplished something, and he takes pride in it. He feels like, if for example I come to you with a problem and say, okay, this is that, my neighbors like this, I have a problem, immediately, because you are a man, you're trying to give me solutions for it, because you feel that I am coming to you with my problem. So in a man's world, usually, if in general, we don't see men sitting and talking. They don't. In general, I think we discussed in the previous session, when two men are left in a room, they hardly communicate. They're like, yes, okay, that's how it is. That's how it is. But when you leave two women in a room, their communication never ends. I think even we had a situation when you're going out of the house, also will be speaking, at the gate also will be speaking. So communication never ends. But for men, it's very limited. Why? Is because in a man's world, uh, if they say their problem, they are inviting the other person, other man, to give them solutions, and it is against his manhood because he likes to solve his own problems.
Yeah.
So apart in a woman's world, they like to sit and talk and come to a conclusion. But in a man's world, they want to be left alone. That's the reason why I think women, I think majority of the women who are married women complain that he never shares. He's very quiet. He never speaks anything. He doesn't express. I ask, but he never says anything. That is because he doesn't want to. unless and until he will share, he will express, unless and until he feels confident that I can go to this person and they will give me wisdom, words of wisdom. Otherwise, he is happy solving his own problem. Or else he feels if he goes and says it to somebody, for example, one man goes and says his problem to another man, it's like a pride for them. The other man, he takes this as a pride. Okay, so he's come to me with a problem, so I now need to give a solution. And their solutions are very precise and elaborate, to the point. Okay, this is how it is, this is how it is. So, so the moment women come with explaining certain things, he's instinctively solution oriented. He wants to know find a solution for it. So that is one of the things. And when she rejects it, for a man, when it is rejects it, or she's not listening, I'm trying to give a solution, she's not happy, she's still sad. Like for example, one instance, if she's come from a day of work and she says, I had a busy day, he comes from work and she says, I had a busy day, I had to take care of this, I had to take care of that, and then he gives a solution. For example, solution oriented, if he gives a solution like why don't we hire a maid, or why don't we do this way, why don't we do that, I think that is better, this is better, she continues to be still mad and upset. So men don't understand as to why I just gave her a solution. For him, it feels like my solution has been rejected. So my valuable points, he's actually giving things out of concern. He loves her, and when he gives his valuable inputs or solution for her problem because he loves her, he gives his solutions, and when he feels it is rejected, it is very sensitive for him. It is like you're so he feels like you're thinking
Useless.
I'm dumb, yeah, you're useless, that my solutions you rejected and it doesn't make any sense to you. So she has no idea, by the way, that this is what is going at his end. So he feels incompetent, not worth it. His values or his inputs are not enough. She feels like I cannot handle it, or he feels like I cannot be trusted with this problem of hers. So he feels if little problem of hers I cannot handle, then how will she trust me with bigger problems? So there he is very sensitive. Yeah.
Okay, let me try to take a peek at the women's world and correct me if I'm wrong.
Mhm.
I think in majority of the things that you said is right.
Mhm.
So I'm going to add certain things also in that.
Okay.
You also add. Okay. So the major complaint with the men is that they are very controlling and they are giving unsolicited advices.
Mm.
Okay, they are always trying to improve their own life. So when I understand why they behave that way, is that why I understood? As you said, men are competent and they are goal oriented.
Mm.
Women are quite totally opposite to
Opposite.
that. For them, love, communication,
Empathy.
beauty, and relationships are very important.
Yes.
So in that thing, in their world, they spend a lot of time in supporting, nurturing one another, helping, all those things will come. So their self is defined through the feelings, their very feelings, as we even when we were addressing to the youths last week, we mentioned that they are weaker vessels because of the feelings. They are emotionally driven.
Emotionally.
So they are that way because they have to be caring towards the child, and
Yes.
they have to meet so many needs. So then that's the reason they have the feelings, and the relationships are very much important to them. So they are not goal oriented. They keep relationship first.
They do
Rather than
everything for that relationship.
yeah.
Service.
So you don't, as you said, they don't talk about the buildings, technology, who is coming in power, nothing, and they're much focused on living in harmony, the connection, and that the feelings and
Empathy.
yeah. So then in those regards, when women, as you said, they what are eavesdropping women, how do they behave, or when they are sitting, so they are actually expressing their shares, expressing their feelings. So when they are sharing their feelings, and I'm observing the other woman how she's responding, she's definitely not offering the solution. she's like, yeah, yes,
Oh, is it so?
oh, is it so? And just she's going along with the
With
flow. So I was thinking in that way. So, for example, for a man, if he wants to go to a restaurant, it'll be like, restaurant, straight away we're gonna have food. That means no cooking,
Yeah.
right? No bringing the groceries and stuff, right? And no washing dishes.
For women,
Okay.
yes.
It is done. So we'll go, we'll have our food, and we'll come back.
Yeah.
This is what it is.
Yeah.
But whereas for a woman, it's an opportunity to build a relationship. It's an opportunity, to have those little talks. And when she's actually doing the talk, when she's actually doing the talk, she experiences this therapeutic feeling, right?
She connects.
She connects.
Yeah.
She's basically getting intimate in those conversations, right? So, because women are anticipatory, they anticipate the needs of others. So before they ask, for example, even in the women in the house, right? They'll be observing if the person, if he's eating food, right? So if he does something with their body language, they anticipate that this person needs water, right? So then they bring the water. It's not the case with men, right? So they have this naturally developed this intuitions. They're very intuitive, and they
Little
anticipate,
minor, yeah, minor
anticipate
details,
things,
yeah.
and they connect, and they provide those things for them. So they extend their hand for help. So they take pride in being considerate, to help somebody, right? To nurture somebody. So
They feel as if I've been a part of
Yeah.
their emotions. Like
Emotions.
if she's been sad, so I've been a part of that sadness with her and consoled her.
Yeah.
And so there was this bond built.
So okay. So
Yeah.
then what happens is, proving competency is not the
No,
matter
not
for
the-
them.
yeah.
So it is not at all important. So they don't take offensive in asking for help,
No.
right?
No.
Or it is not, as you said, in men, it's like, if I need to ask help, that means I'm weak.
Yeah, it's a weakness
Right?
for men.
It is a sign of weakness. See, if he
Because he is
if he wants to go and do something, achieve something, it requires discipline. Not somebody else will come and do for him, right? So if he wants to build a physique, not somebody else will do things for him. He himself has to get up. He himself has to lift weights. He himself has to do the cardio. Nobody else will do. So he has to do his own things. So if somebody else doing certain things for him,
he feels useless.
He thinks that
I'm not capable enough.
he thinks that, okay, I'm not capable enough. You are coming and asking, giving me the solution. So it's definitely not a sign of weakness in the women's world, right?
But it is a sign of weakness in the
Yeah.
man's
So
world.
in women's world, there is no conception of competency and so then goals and achieving and stuff.
She's not like, okay, for example, the other
Okay.
woman is sad. It
So-
doesn't mean that, okay.
Yeah. So without understanding this, she immediately goes for a help, right? Without
Yeah.
understanding this, she like, the moment she feels, she wants to help him.
That's her way of caring.
Okay, so she says, okay, this is what you have to do. This is what you have to do. What is this long hair? So that we'll discuss later. So she starts giving advices when he has not asked for.
it.
As you mentioned, men usually go and ask for advices with whom they respect.
Trust, yeah.
They respect somebody. They are very close to this thing. They'll share their information. This is what I have to do. So then again, it is a sign of wisdom, as you said. So they are open for that. So they are very vulnerable at that state, actually, when somebody gives an unsolicited advice to them.
So it's triggering their manhood, because it's like, okay, you don't know, let me give this advice to you.
Okay. So in man's world, there is one motto called, "Don't fix it until it's broken."
Yeah.
Okay. So don't fix it
So
until
they will
it's
never
broken.
find it broken.
Yeah. So
For
if
women,
you
they find it broken.
yeah. So if woman is coming and sharing certain things, trying to fix it.
Mm.
So it implies that, okay, you're trying to say I'm broken. I'm not broken, right? So that is
I can
what.
handle it myself.
Yeah, I'll handle it myself.
Yeah.
So in that way, I ask you a question, Rachel. What should be the solution in terms of in terms of
Handling men in that way, you said?
yeah, handling men?
Mm. Yeah, because they are very sensitive when women, if they understand this, that he is wired this way. That is, he will not come for an advice, or he will not share his problem with you uh, unless and until he will not share his problem unless and until he feels confident with her, that she will not come with solutions or make him feel like, okay, you don't know, let me help you. So in her ignorance of not understanding that he doesn't need advice, okay, if you try to give your free advice to him, we call it free advice, like out of concern, because I love my husband, he's in trouble, so let me go and help. That is how she's wired. So when she does that and he feels offensive, because without me asking she's coming and helping me, that means she thinks I'm worthless, so I can't handle this small problem on my own. So for women, if you understand this, I would say, women, please don't give advices until he approaches you.
Oh yeah. True.
Okay, so he himself will come and say things to you. Till then, wait. Don't go and jump and keep asking him or pestering him, which women usually do. What happened? Tell me what happened. Tell me what happened. What's the problem? When she starts asking things like that, it is actually annoying him. So when women don't jump and go ask, tell me what happened, let me help you. Why are you not telling? Why are you not sharing? It's actually you're making him feel more vulnerable. You're hurting him even more. So let him be. He himself will come and tell you certain things. That is when you need to be very careful as to what you're saying to him and what advice you can give. And there is a way also, we'll see later, as to how you're supposed to say it. You got an opportunity now that he's come, okay? And now if you say certain things wrong, he will never come back to you again. So you need to have a wisdom as to how to tell it across. So that is what will. But as of that, women, please, they should not go and advise him, do like this, or for example, I think we have had this, like, somehow finally out of concern, you see that I haven't had a tiring day, you come and do the dishes. Okay, while you're doing the dishes, I take a peek. Okay, and I see there are some areas in the plate where it is not washed, or the sink is left unwashed, or then I come and tell, you know what, this part of that plate is left unwashed, you should wash it like this. First of all, appreciate. The second point that she needs to remember is, whenever your husband tries to do something, rather than improving him, appreciate. It goes a long way at his end. So, for example, same one incident, there are two ways. Okay, one is when you try to correct him, he feels like, okay, you think I'm stupid, I cannot handle this. Second is when you're giving a free advice to him, telling, you should do like this. For her, she feels like I'm helping him. Okay, this is my way of showing him love. But for him, he feels like, you think I'm stupid, so I can't do the dishes. So rather than you appreciating that I washed dishes, you are now finding faults in it. So, or for example, she gives free advice. One more example, common among all the couple, is whenever husband and wife are going for a drive, she tends to, if in case he takes one turn wrong, okay, and then the first thing is she
Or if
says
he's
is,
lost.
yeah, one turn wrong. So he's supposed to go somewhere, a restaurant or event or anywhere he has to go, or on a long drive. He takes a wrong turn somewhere and gets lost. Okay, understand that he will find his way back, because now it is his end. He's supposed to take his family there. Now when he's already under pressure of, now I need to make sure, I need to find a solution to take my family there. Okay. What she does is out of concern, she says, I think you should check the direction. I think you should ask that person. You ask
And
that
somebody
person.
else.
Yeah, ask that
Call
person.
somebody and ask, no. why
Yeah,
you're
call that
struggling?
person. Why you're struggling? She's saying out of concern, but he will feel like you think I'm stupid.
Hmm.
I cannot. So this is called as giving free advice when he's not asked for it.
Hmm.
Okay, and why is because you're hurting his emotions. You're making him feel like he's stupid, incompetent. He cannot handle the small task of taking me there to a specific place. So that is and rather when he has made a mistake, any form, okay, when a woman feels like, okay, now he's made a small mistake, rather than criticizing him or saying, you should have done like this, oh, you didn't know this also, rather than saying like that, you say appreciative words. Okay, be patient enough until he takes you there, and once he's done, appreciate him that you brought us to this place. He will feel relieved. You are actually helping him feel like he's accomplished the task. It's not about what faults he made on the way, but it is about, okay, you accomplished this. So it's like you're making him feel like a hero. So you appreciate him, you make him feel like a hero. He'll feel very glad that he's able to do, like small thing like doing the dishes. Even though you know that the thing has not been done properly, when you appreciate saying thank you for doing the dishes, you know it's not been done perfect. It's not about getting things done perfect, but appreciate the fact that he has done it, and maybe then you can say if needed.
I think all the common mistakes what they do is men also wants to improve and women also will hear his solutions. But what happens is the timings are different.
Yeah.
So timing
You
variation.
do it that way and this way.
Yeah. So you're trying to say that men should not offer solution when she is upset,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So then
The
again,
solution is the last thing she wants to hear.
yeah. So then again, the woman should not give him advice when
Yeah.
he is already doing
Vulnerable.
the mistake.
Yeah, he's
Or
vulnerable there.
He is vulnerable there.
Yeah.
So
So by criticizing him, you're hurting him and pushing
Yeah.
him away and making him feel even more
yeah,
bad.
so then again, you make him learn by appreciating him more.
First.
So that
First.
means So then that means you are accepting him.
Or say the word like it's okay. When he's done a mistake and he knows he's done a mistake. He's not done. He knows he's done a mistake. He doesn't want to talk about it. When you talk about it, you make him feel even more bad.
Right.
So rather than doing that, it's okay, or appreciate him will go a long way at a man's end.
Yeah. So similarly, I feel what men must do is they must try to listen,
Yeah.
right? So what men should understand is they are trying to express their feelings, not to complain, but to get closer to that person, right? So not to get any solutions from them or something. They just want to share their feelings. Many times not understanding this, they give unwanted solutions or the solutions. For example, as you mentioned, if you had a long day, you come home and you say, "There's so much to do. I don't have time." So you say, "Why you're taking so much of efforts? Leave it. No, simply you're doing so much thing." But like in the work, they expect me to do, without all these things and without no time, they want me to change all those things. It's difficult. Why don't you quit the job? Leave the job. Why you're breaking your head? But in everything, then I completely forgot to call my aunt. She will understand. Don't worry, right? So then again, you say, "Oh no, she's going through a lot. I have to be there." Why you take stress so much? Why you're so unhappy? Leave her. No, leave her alone. She'll be like, "Why did I even talk to you?" It was my foolishness. I'm coming and talking to you. She used
Yeah, that's
But rather, if he had said, okay, if she had said, there are so much to do, I don't have time. So then again, he says, take a pause, take a deep breath, and say, seems you have had a bad day today. Just respond.
Yeah.
Or like they expect me to change everything in no time, then I should just say and say, yeah, this is how I observed. It's like they say, so I say like,
Those gestures go a long
yeah,
way.
so they completely. I so then she says, I completely forgot. I need to call my aunt. And she needs. Yeah. So
You
so
should
then
do so.
again, you should do so if you feel so. She's going through a lot, and yeah, you're such a loving, caring person, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, hold her hands and say. So
Yeah, those gestures.
yeah, then one more instance, like if she's stuck in a traffic and she's like, I don't know, I'm just stuck in a traffic, I'm getting late. That's the reason you should get up early. You should do your work early, and you won't face this situation. So this is not how it should be responded. So
even if he doesn't say anything, but just give a listening ear and say, that itself is more than enough.
Yeah, that itself is more than enough. So as you said, you know, the what when a woman resists a man's solution, uh, he's actually invalidating her feelings. Okay, woman is resisting man's solution because he's invalidating her feelings. So what are the statements like? You shouldn't worry so much. You should not don't tell her not to feel that way. It's wrong. Why you're feeling that way? You should not feel that way. Okay.
You worked up for no reason.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. Okay. That's not at all what happened. It's all in your head. Right. So these are the things that usually men invalidate their feelings when they're sharing, and they give offer solutions. So the common mistakes what men and women do is like a man tries to change a woman's feelings, right, when she is upset, and becomes the solution provider for her partner, totally invalidating her feelings. Right. So then a woman tries to change a man's behavior and becomes, let me improve and help him. Right.
Basically,
And
she doesn't want that attitude.
Yeah.
But because she cares
Yeah.
for him,
Yeah.
she does it because of her
and
nature.
because of that nature, then that is
Yeah.
how he feels. Right. So then that
He feels like now you are coming to improve
so
him.
she starts offering him
Solicited advice.
unsolicited advice, or he considered it as a criticism. Right. So Rachel, what do you think that next 1 week we have to give our listeners homework?
Simple. I think it is for I would advise women. Homework is three things. First is, unless and until he comes to you, do not give him advice. Okay. And adding to this, if you see that he's upset or he's not talking about it, you don't have to go on asking him as to tell me what happened, tell me what happened. Okay. Wait until he comes to you sharing. He will only come and share. Okay, this is how it was, that is how it was. And so don't advise him or don't try to improve him. Okay, first thing. Second thing is, whatever he does, make sure you appreciate him. So I would say 99 times he would have forgotten. For example, how I would say is, you would have been asking him to take the garbage, okay, or do some task. You might have forgotten it. Okay. And rather than grumbling and complaining, this much also you couldn't do, that much you couldn't do, wait, and then when he finally does it, rather than saying finally you did.
So for next 1 week, you're trying to tell that women should focus on appreciating and stop giving unsolicited advice.
Yeah.
So for men, we should learn to listen and not to give any solutions. We will get the urge of giving the solutions, we have to bite our tongue. Right.
Yeah.
Men
and
should-
women will feel very, quick to comment and say certain things, but don't. If you cannot appreciate, don't say anything at
So
all.
the two things, very simple.
Yeah.
It's like women should learn to appreciate more and stop giving unsolicited advice.
Yeah.
Next for 1 week.
Yeah. Two
And
things.
and men should learn to listen
Mm.
and not to offer any kind of
Solutions.
solutions to them. Just say, that's it.
Exactly.
Okay. So we thank you for joining with us and hope that you all been blessed with the sessions. There are many more things to come, and we have talked so many things in the previous 3 sessions. Very soon very soon we'll be uploading choosing the right partner session also very soon. That'll if at all, if you request us to have a session, we'll have the session. Otherwise, we'll upload it in the YouTube. I would request you all to share this meeting ID with all of your friends so that they can also be benefited. If you are benefiting, please reply us how you are getting benefited with these things, and also let us know if there are any feedbacks or any questions.
We'll try to address it.
We'll try to address. We'll see how best we can keep your questions anonymous. We'll see. We'll work out things for you, and we'll update. So this is what the today's session is, that how we can improve communication with your spouse. So close this session. I request Rachel to offer the prayer, and we'll end the session.
Okay. Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for the session. Thank you for the technology that you have given so that we could reach many people right where they are. Thank you, Jesus, for making men and women different and giving us an insight as there is a purpose as to why they are different. And understanding those differences, we can make our living together much, much easier and better and happy. I pray for all those people who are going to listen to this. Bless them, bless their family, bless their marriage. And Jesus, at the end of the day, you be the master of it all. Bless me and Christopher as we go about, and bless the people. 1 week of homework. Remind us, Lord, if we've forgotten anywhere, so that we might see the results. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much.